your time in AEW, Punk, it started with a bang. Everything started out really great, and then it ended with a bang, or I guess more accurately, a brawl. So just tell us what happened. Like, how did everything go so wrong?
Look, I got to be honest. Okay, I have to take responsibility here. My behavior was completely unprofessional. There's just no excusing it. It's just that, look, Ariel, after my UFC run, if you want to call it that, my ego took a worse beating than I did in that octagon, and it's just something you don't get over. And it certainly bled over into AEW.
And taking those fights took a lot of bravery. Not a lot of people would have taken that risk in your position.
And I appreciate that, but the damage was done. I mean, I got tickled on fucking the live TV, for Christ's sake. I could sit here and say, well, at least I fucking tried, but that doesn't make me feel any less emasculated. So, fast forward to AEW, I try to overcompensate, like big man on campus type shit, and except I wasn't the big man on campus in any way, really, and it was obvious, and stature, promos, and sure as fuck not wrestling.
Are you saying that you felt that you lost a step in the ring and that this affected your behavior?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't think I lost a step. I knew I lost a step. I think everybody who was watching the product at the time knew I lost a step. It was frustrating, man. Every match I felt like I was out there embarrassing myself. You saw the botches. Everybody saw the botches. I looked slow, just out of my element. And then came the program with MJF, which made me look bad, even in the one department that I'm supposed to be great at, and that's promos. He's out there cutting this great promo, and then I remember the first thing I said was, all this time I thought that MJF stood for my jealous fan. What the fuck was that? But this was the first time in a long time that I didn't have writers telling me what to say. And I blew it. What else can I say? I blew it. And just this inferiority complex is what contributed to me acting like a complete jerk to everyone and just being unprofessional all around.
Do you think your response to Adam Page's promo would have been different if you weren't so frustrated with yourself?
I don't know if it would have changed anything if I didn't feel the way I felt at the time, but all I gotta say is that it really didn't help the situation. Nobody even knew what the fuck Hangman was talking about in that promo. They didn't know he was talking about Colt. It was so fucking vague. I could have let that go. I didn't have to go on the scrum and make an ass of myself, but I did.
So with Adam Page in the Elite, why did you decide to air out your grievances in public instead of confronting them backstage like you did with Jack Perry?
Well, think about it. I'm one guy, and they're a 4-man unit. You know, I mean, come on. Can you imagine my skinny fat ass in those dumpy tights squaring up to those guys in the locker room? I may be Fragile Phil, but I'm not fucking stupid. You know, they got size, numbers, and experience that Jack doesn't have. I don't think going toe-to-toe backstage with those guys would have been the best route for me to take, even individually speaking. Yeah, you know, Adam has a size advantage over me, certainly a age advantage. He's just years of vitality and spark that I don't have. Kenny, he's chiseled like some fucking Greek god. And once again with the size, and he actually has a professional fighting record that's in his favor, unlike me. You know, Mick and Matt, they aren't the most imposing figures in wrestling, but they have a experience that Jack doesn't have.
Did you think they'd actually confront you the way that they did?
Well, yeah. You know, Valorant pushovers. Of course, I expected it. I that's what I wanted. You know, they barge in and you know, I throw a chair. Because you know, the last time I tried to charge at someone, you know, Mickey Gall, that ended very poorly for me. I know I'm not supposed to talk about that situation because of NDAs and such, so I need to be careful with what I say here. But yeah, I will say that I wasn't brave in that fight, which by the time that everyone hears this, you will have probably already saw the all-in footage of the assaulting Jack. And, you know, Jack was running his hands through his hair, and I sucker punched the kid. So I didn't even have the balls to have a fair fight with him. Just take from that what you will on what transpired between me and the Elite.
So when you say you wanted them to confront you, why is that?
I wanted control. Cody knew it. That's why he split shortly after I came in.
Seriously?
I don't know why this would be a surprise to anybody. It's no mystery. Paul Levesque actually said it best himself once. He said that the only way that CM Punk would accept change is if he's on top, and that was the case in AEW as well. And I think the Elite knew that, and you know, they were justified for not wanting me there. In my mind, there were too many cooks in the kitchen. And, you know, I wanted that EVP spot. And, you know, I had hoped that they would lose their cool and start a fight, and that, you know, maybe Tony would take my side. But he made the right call. while I'd been sitting home the past 7 years, the potato chips and the, jerking off to cuckold porn, these guys had been creating a revolution and actually built this place from ground up and, don't get injured jumping into the crowd. So, I understand why he took their side over me in retrospect,
Wow. So the fact that that Tony sided with the elite, is this why you handled the Jack Perry situation differently?
Yeah. I mean,
In addition to him being less experienced, of course.
circling back to what I was saying earlier, I was frustrated in my performance, and I've accepted the fact that I can't hang anymore. Not with those guys. Not in AEW, not in professional wrestling. And after seeing that Tony was going to side with the elite over me, I was just fucking done, man. So I didn't really give a shit anymore. When I came to Jack, I just straight up assaulted him. I was kind of looking to get fired at that point. Apparently it worked.
It's interesting that you say that. It's crazy that you're back in WWE, not only after all like the issues you had with them, but especially if you feel your performances are lacking these days.
Here's the thing. Okay, in WWE, everything's so meticulously produced. It's like a big budget action movie, Like promos are spoon-fed to me. The matches are mostly posturing and fucking fake punches. Put it this way, in WWE, they know how to hide weaknesses. I mean, just look at Roman, right? They can make you look strong, even if you're incapable of connecting with your finisher half the time anymore. Not that I ever was that great even in my youth, but I mean, especially now, right?
So WWE, with their more structured style,
precisely, they can make you look like $1 million, even if you're 1,000,000 miles away from your prime. I can't even see my prime in the rearview mirror anymore. It's long gone.
But isn't that a bit disingenuous? You literally made your career on being a rebel, the voice of the voiceless, pro wrestling over sports entertainment. Aren't you turning your back on all those things by going back to WWE now?
You got me. Dead to rights. I guess so. And that's fine. People can call me a hypocrite, the corporate stooge, a sellout, whatever. They wouldn't be wrong on all accounts. But with my current physical condition and, the shit I pulled in AEW, I don't really have many other options, right? So this is just, this is me now. This is the CM Punk that you're going to get for the rest of my career, what little is left. It's a new me. The voice of the voiceless is no more. And if that hurts anyone's feelings, I'm sorry. But, this is, well, unlike MJF said, that this isn't PG Punk. This is Pawpaw Punk. See here my missing teeth, but I smile. I look like an old man. I have the old man mouth now. And getting on up there in years. So, if you like me, you do. If you don't, kick rocks. But for those who do like me and don't really know why, then just, keep bringing your kids to WWE shows and watching me in a suit, smiling with my bags under my eyes and my missing teeth, kissing corporate ass, not saying or doing anything of any intrigue, that's what you're going to get. I have to play it safe now. So this is officially the era of paw punk.